On this episode of The Cutting Room Floor, we're going to find out if the film Cold Skin is a total creeper or a sleeper. Stay tuned. We're also going to share some news about some upcoming events that we're going to be a part of, and we want you to see. They're online, so it doesn't matter where you are, you can take part.
Welcome all you misfits and metalheads to the Cutting Room Floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rose Blood.
And we have music right here on YouTube, Spotify, all over the place. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check us out. Today, we're going to be covering the movie Cold Skin. It's on Shudder. Rose, why don't you tell them a little bit about this one?
All right, guys, I'm super excited to share all about this film. We really were into it. But first I want to talk about an online event that we're going to be part of the first week of March, coming right up, March 5th to the 7th. It's called Nosferatu Festival. It is usually a live event based out of Austin, Texas. And our good friends asked us to join and be part of it. And a special, obviously due to COVID, online version of this festival celebrating all things spooky and vampiric. I think there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff, including our music videos, and we shot a special mini episode of The Cutting Room Floor that you can only watch at Nosferatu Festival.
It was pretty fun doing that.
Yeah, we had a really good time. So definitely stay tuned, and you can go online to nosferatufestival.com to get all of the info. They are also on Facebook and Instagram as Nosferatu Fest. Check it out.
Bam.
All right, now, going right back into it, we're going to talk about Cold Skin. We watched Cold Skin on...
It was on Shudder.
Was it on Shudder or
Yeah.
was it on Prime?
It was on Shudder.
It was on Shudder. All right. Shudder is obviously a channel that we really enjoy. It's dedicated to horror. If you don't have Shudder, you can get a free trial through...
Through a lot of places.
A lot
Amazon,
of different places.
through Hulu,
Amazon, through Hulu,
yeah.
or just through the Shudder website. Any of those things, you can get a free trial. There's so many great movies, many of which we've reviewed here, so feel free to go back through our reviews and check them out.
They get a lot of really good creepy movies, actually.
Yeah, they sure do. So anyway, Cold Skin is a really interesting movie. It takes place around World War I, and it's about a young man. I don't think they say his name, but according to the book that it is based off, his name is Friend, and he is an Irish-American meteorologist.
Yeah, he's a meteorologist,
he's like a weatherman, and so he has basically he's done with
society.
He has had enough of it, so he decides to get this job working at this lighthouse that is very desolate.
It's like in the middle of nowhere, seriously.
Like,
find nowhere, and that's where he is.
Yeah, this island has like no vegetation, no nothing. This dude is a very buttoned up, sciencey kind of dude, you know? And they roll up on this island, and they're like, all right, we're going to drop you off here. See you in a year, you know? And that's how things work.
That's how it works there. They drop you off, and you do your thing for a year until that boat comes back around.
You're not going to see them again. Now, right off the bat, things are strange, because the weather person that was supposed to be there is gone. You know, the only person there is the person that is the lighthouse keeper, and his name is Gruner. And right away, you notice there are some strange things about this lighthouse.
Oh, mm-hmm.
It's got all these wooden spikes protruding out of it.
Every hole that you could think of in a lighthouse that there's possible, he has a bunch of spikes coming out.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so just walking up to this place, anybody want to address that?
Anybody?
Like, that didn't seem weird?
That didn't seem weird.
You know, also,
no.
there were no birds anywhere.
And this guy is ornery. Okay, this guy has obviously been away from people for too long. You know, he lets them know, you know, that guy's gone. He died of the typhus and stuff. And sorry, you know, I couldn't keep that body around. You know, maybe he fell into the ocean, whatever. He's gone. So this is his replacement. And he has a little cabin that is also on this island near the lighthouse. Not a big island. Okay, guys? Very small.
Yeah.
Right away, some of the things that we noticed about this film: really great cinematography. It's shot really well. It took a while for them to make this film, and they put a lot of care into it. Some of the other things that you might want to know about it are the prosthetics for some of these creatures, because they do encounter some
They encounter some creatures. They did a really good job with these prosthetics, I think.
It's I don't want to spoil it for you. Well, it's in the trailer. You'll see them. They're like these like mer people, and the prosthetics are incredibly well done. I looked up some of the information on this film. Apparently, there is one sea creature that is like prominently featured throughout the film, and she was in prosthetics for 5 to 8 hours every day. Woo. Every day that they shot her.
Woo. That's some dedication.
5 to 8 hours.
That's some dedication right there.
So that's the level of... Now, this isn't a design that's like... I wouldn't compare it to something like, say, The Shape of Water or something like that, or Abe Sapien from Hellboy. It's not quite that elaborate.
Well, I feel like the budget wasn't quite as big as like a Hellboy.
But
for whatever budget they did have, I think they did a fantastic job. They definitely had a budget, yeah.
And it was shot really nicely, and the prosthetics are very, very well done, even if they're not on that level. I mean, hey, we didn't have the budget for that. But the acting is great, and it obviously revolves around this. Now, also, I want to let you know, I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning, as I try to always do. There are situations of abuse towards women in this. And, it's not anything that's, like, takes super long, but it's there. So just if you're somebody that's sensitive to that would be upsetting for you, maybe don't watch this film. Even if it's not the biggest, the character is a very abusive character, this Gruner guy. So, that's what happens. So I just wanted to let you guys know. There we have it. I still think it's an excellent film, and it's part of the story. What can you do?
It's a big part of that guy's character.
It is a big part of that guy's character. It's a real big part of his character, and how really rough and rough and as to what Friend ends up doing about this whole situation, because obviously he's an outsider and he comes here and he ends up being beset by these creatures, and so he ends up having to go from his nice shack, his nice little cabin that he had. He has to go into this lighthouse and team up with this Gruner dude, because he doesn't have any choice. What good company this guy has.
Yeah, he's just a crotchety old man. Oh man,
he's not even just crotchety. He's straight up abusive. This dude, he is really not cool. And he's just been, he is super rough around the edges, and he is definitely not a super likable character, but he's somebody that, he's stuck here. There's nothing he can do about it.
There's nothing he can do about it. He just has to make the best out of it.
Yep. And he has to try to figure out how to not set this guy off so that he can survive, because, who knows what's...
He basically just has to survive for a year, and he has to deal with this guy, because there's more to surviving on this island than just dealing with the guy.
Exactly.
There's a whole lot more. It's pretty good. It's rough. It's creative. It's entertaining.
Definitely. And if you want to see a bunch of crazy fights with really scary sea monster kind of creature people.
Yeah, it's very it makes me think of like a I don't know, I guess World War Z isn't the best like Left 4 Dead is, where it's just like big numbers coming after not many people, and it's like waves and swarms just like circling and climbing, and you're just like, what's going on? Reload! It gets pretty hectic. It gets pretty hectic as they're trying to defend themselves.
During this fight for survival, Friend has to think about, he's also trying to solve the mystery of, why is this guy like this? Because he wasn't always like this. He ends up finding, like, pictures of him, how he was before. He used to have a wife. He used to be a normal person, at some point, before he became a crazy, grizzled, sea dog on a deserted island. So he's trying to find the mystery of, like, what happened to the guy that used to be there. What are these creatures about,
And why are they attacking
so
often and in such a big number?
I wonder.
So he's trying to piece all of this together.
Yeah,
And
'cause he's getting
yeah.
his information from the only person that can give him information, who is Gruner, sorry. Gruber was from Die Hard. But Gruner is the only person that's there to give him information. But, you know, is he somebody that you can really trust?
I don't know.
You're going to have to watch to find out. But you're really going to, if you're into, like, really creepy creatures and effects and stuff like that, there's a lot. There's a lot of really good designs and really like a lot of monsters and a lot of tense moments because the only thing that they have is this lighthouse, and these things can climb, guys. These things can climb.
Yeah, they're smart
very easily, and they are intelligent.
Yeah,
so it starts to get really real at certain points.
It's very interesting how they just try to survive, and this other guy tries to unravel what's happening on both sides, but also trying to stay alive and fighting for his life literally every single night. It's pretty hectic and enjoyable.
What would you rate this film?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 chainsaws. This was pretty exciting. I love that there's a calm before the storm. So like you know what's gonna happen, but like, oh boy, it's like the sun is setting, and then it's just gonna be a different kind of madness. And just like a swarm and overwhelming odds. I love that kind of stuff in movies, in my video games, in animes. It's just really exciting for me to watch, to see how they deal with it. And I like how this guy starts trying to piece together everything that's going on around him and still actually be a decent person if possible.
Yeah, he's trying.
I think it was done really well. And yeah, I was really happy with this movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of moral conundrums to be found in this film, and like I said, I would give it a 4 also. I would definitely recommend that you watch this if you are somebody that loves creature features, because you're going to see a lot of action.
Yeah, good creature feature.
You're going to see just so many monsters, and it's cool because it starts off, when you first see some stuff, and you're like, okay, and maybe I can defend against this in my, whatever, and it's like a kind of a one-on-one thing, but then you realize there's like way more of these things, way more, and that makes it exciting and scary and horrible, and at the end of the day, who's the real monsters, the sea creatures or Gruner, definitely worth a watch, I would say. Until next time.
That's all for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back real soon.
Oh, wait, one more thing. Actually, sorry. I am guest hosting on a wrestling podcast called Beyond the Bell. We will have a link to that in the description, so make sure to go and check it out. If you guys are into women's wrestling, we cover everything from WWE, SmackDown, AEW, Impact for the week, and we give you our responses. And I am just the guest host for the next few weeks. This is the brainchild of my good friend Charles Lincoln. He's the director of a TV show called 21st Century Demon Hunter that you can also watch on Amazon Prime, and which we'll probably eventually do a review of, but I just want to wait for his second season to come out because it's got much higher production value. So once that's out, we're definitely going to do a review here. Definitely check it out if you like women's wrestling like I do. And you want to hear me be really silly and talk about every single girl crush that I have throughout every single wrestling company. It's definitely worth a listen. The first episode that I am in, number 28, is out now, so go check it out. And thanks for watching.
Until next time, we are...